It's always so weird picking up the mic again and realizing, oh my God, 2 weeks ago when I picked up this mic last, I was just about to enter this sick portal, and now here we are, and feeling like, time has just moved in a way and time hasn't at all, and just feeling so different. But welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Vibe Podcast. I had no intention of not uploading an episode last week. However, I caught the most insane virus I have ever dealt with. It wasn't flu, it wasn't cold, it wasn't COVID, it wasn't strep even, wasn't mono. I just got super sick and I'm actually going to do a whole kind of like follow-up episode to that because it was just like a crazy time to be forced to rest. I'm actually on day 13 of this. I still have some like lingering symptoms and things like that. So we're going to do what we can for this episode. I wanted this to be kind of just like light and fun because I channeled a really fun offer that I think will just be really fun for us to tap into for summer and festival season that I really wanted to invite you guys into. But that's where I've been. It's been really like intense. It's probably the most sick I've ever been. It actually also, if you're watching like the video, it did trigger my chronic hives to come back and flare up. I'm hoping it's just an immune response that these hives came back and that they go away. I'm like hoping and praying, manifesting all the things that I still remain to be hives free. But it was absolutely crazy. Like, 2 weekends ago, I went on a boat, celebrated a friend's birthday. Sunday, I, recorded the podcast, got that all ready to go, got ready for the week. And then Monday, I woke up and just felt like I was hit by a truck. Like all my muscles were sore. I could barely move. I had an awful headache, migraine, and I was sick. Like I was just sick. I had no congestion or anything like that, which I'm super grateful for, but I was really sick and I ended up having to take, the whole week off. And this past week had just been kind of like remnants of it, still kind of up and down, kind of got a second wave of it. And I really have just been super intentional with resting and then also like really calling in who I want to be on the other side of this, because I've really just been tuning into my own energetic upgrades and things like that. Like it's crazy because this all happened after I launched one-on-one coaching, after I launched season 2 of the podcast. Like it's just kind of crazy how this all happened and came to be. So I'll get into that in another episode because I have a lot of thoughts about, the resting period that I had on top of a lot of the things that are going on in the world and in our community, that it deserves its own episode. And I really wanted today to just be this really fun, energetic shift for you guys and an invitation into something that I've created that I think will just be really fun while, the state of the world is the state of the world. All we can do is control what we control right now. And I think that this thing that I've created, this invitation, this challenge, if you will, that I've created can really just help us to honor our energy and honor the season of life that we're in and do the best we can and just invite, living life and having fun and all of that, because it is a privilege that we get to have these things compared to a lot of people that are really suffering in this world. And I think if we're allowed to be able to do those things, like why not, because if we take care of ourselves and pour into our cup, it allows us to also then show up in other ways, whether if you're feeling really passionate about activism with a lot of the things that are going on in the world, if we can also just like come back to ourselves and be super intentional with how we want to approach our summer, who we want to be this summer, how we want to go from experience to experience. This modality that I'm going to talk about in today's episode is going to be everything for you, because it is exactly what has changed my life the past 2 summers. And it's so simple. It's just saying yes to anything and everything outside of you, within you, just being in this energy of saying yes to life and yes to new experiences, yes to invitations, opportunities, because I adopted this in 2023. I was fresh out of a breakup and I was like pulling myself out of this like depressive episode. And of course there is times for retreating and going inward and taking care of yourself. Like I definitely had that. But once I was starting to really come out of like the intense parts of the breakup and healing from that, I just started saying yes to everything. And it completely just changed my life and how I approached, going to certain festivals, inviting new experiences, going out and meeting people, and even just being more curious about myself and putting myself in the uncomfortable situations and things like that. And then even last year, I came back from a ton of travel that I had done. I had said yes to a lot of festivals. At the beginning of last year, I went to Project Glow, I went to Seismic, I went to Lightning in a Bottle, I went to Regenerate. Then I went to go visit my parents, and I came back from that trip to Denver and decided, okay, my yes era is here again. My summer of yes is here again. I have until, ARC Music Festival to really meet some of these goals that I have, these intentions that I have. And the big thing last summer for me was just putting myself out there, meeting new people, becoming known in the Austin community again, because I feel like I had shied myself away and I wasn't being seen in the Austin scene really as much as I would like to, right? And just saying yes to any invitations and opportunities, because how am I going to sit here and say, I want new friends, I want a friend group to do stuff with, I want this, I want that, but I'm saying no to invitations. I'm saying no and just staying at home, right? And being comfortable and all of those kinds of things. And even too, I'm still deciding how this yes era is going to look like for me this summer, right? Even though it's so simple, it's like, hey, just literally say yes. And I feel like for me, because these past 2 summers, it was really about saying yes to things outside of myself. But I think for me this year, it's saying yes to myself and really just committing to myself to show up in the way that I want to be showing up, that I think it's going to allow me to then say yes to the things that kind of come into my field and aura and everything. So that's where it feels like this is like my summer of yes, like 3.0, whereas for you guys that might be listening, this might be the first time you're entering your own yes era. And if you are someone that is like, yes, I am loving everything you are talking about, then I really want to invite you into this free 5-day challenge that I'm doing. I'm calling it the Summer of Yes Challenge. It is absolutely free. I can't believe I'm offering this for free. It's a free 5-day challenge, and it's all through Telegram. I create, like a whole community group chat basically in Telegram. If you don't know what that app is, it's totally okay. And daily, starting on July 7th, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be dropping little mini challenges for you to activate your summer of yes. We're going to hit, the vision, what you want to do this summer. You might already have some summer plans. So how do you want to approach your summer with these plans in mind? What do you want to do in between any events or plans that you have? We're going to tackle the human design of it all and how you can leverage your human design to tap into your own yes era. We're also going to talk about how you can really manage your time between events and just really be able to start saying yes to things. Because I know like when we come back from festival or whatever, we're like, oh, I just need to do nothing and I need to rot. I need to do this. But if you really just committed to starting to say yes to things, it's really just going to unlock the next level for you. You're going to do things that might be uncomfortable for you. You might challenge yourself, but in that you also might meet yourself. You might meet your highest self. You might get these little glimmers of things that you might have put on your vision board at the beginning of the year. And because you started saying yes to this one thing, it unlocked this next thing and so on and so forth. So if you are interested, we start July 7th. All you need is your phone. That's it. And we're going to have this group chat in Telegram. We start July 7th. I start dropping things. It's going to be Monday through Friday, and you can use that space for accountability, questions, coaching, things like that. And I really just would love to see what this is going to unlock for you. If you're a raver, festival goer, or you just love my community, my page, what I'm all about, this is the space for you to really unlock your most playful, fun, vibrant summer yet. Because when you do this and you pour into your cup and pour into who you are being and where you're going, it just radiates into other areas of your life. And it's not to completely shy away from what's going on in the world. If anything, doing this work is going to help you step up into the world and support where you need to in times like these. And that is where I feel like my mission is really here, is to help us feel good, even if everything else is chaotic, because when we feel good, it just allows us to contribute. It allows us to show up to the collective and things like that and support where we can. So that is my whole like mentality around this, is for you to really unlock who you want to be this summer, how you want to show up, and how you can just have the most expansive summer yet. And also, you don't have to be going to any festivals for this to happen. I'm not going to any festivals this summer. My last festival really was Seismic Dance Event, the spring edition really. So even before that, it was Coachella. I don't have anything until, surprise, I'm actually going to Elements Music Festival in August, but I'm working that. So my actual like next festival just for like play and fun is Arc Music Festival, because I truly believe the work you can do this summer can change your life. You know, like last summer I had that intention and I ended up meeting like the most aligned friend group. I was really like missing having masculine friends, like boys in my life, you know, and like just having that masculine energy of having guy friends I really missed. And I actually like have amazing guy friends in my life who then introduced me to my boyfriend, right? And it was all because I just said yes. I said yes to this one invitation of going to this pool party. I didn't know anyone there. And had I not gone, I wouldn't have met those boys who would then introduce me to my boyfriend, you know? But even too, like there's been other opportunities and things like that, you know, I went to this event that connected me with this person and then I got this opportunity. Like it just starts to happen in an unexplainable way, but it all comes from you just saying yes to yourself. So if you're interested, you can go to the description, you can go to the show notes, and you can just tap in and learn more about what it really means to have this summer of yes. And I really just created this to help you really magnetize your time in between festivals and feel so good in your day-to-day on and off the dance floor, and let festivals even be an opportunity for you to capitalize on the transformation that you're wanting, instead of just using them for, you know, escapism and things like that. So that's kind of what we're at. I'm just making sure I have, like I said, all the details. I'm just like out of breath almost because I just haven't talked like this in a while. So yeah, it just really is for you if you, you know, want to be booked and busy this summer, but you also want it to actually like mean something too. Even if you're not booked and busy, like you want to also capitalize on this time. If you're like, I have no summer plans, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know, like I want to meet people, I want to make friends, I want to meet the love of my life, but like, where do I even start? What do I even do? Like, this can be super helpful just to kind of like fill in the blanks for you. And you'll really be able to just walk away with having clarity around what you want to call in this summer. You know, I'll have like a little meditation for you. There'll be like an action step of creating like vision board. We'll tap into your human design. We'll help you just create like momentum and saying yes, and really teaching you those really tangible tools. So that's really what we're aiming for this summer, is for you to just have like such an aligned, magnetic, super fun summer, and just really create the life that you've always wanted, honestly, because I think it's so possible. And I love the energy of summer to really capitalize it, because it just feels so good. So this is for my ravers, my festival goers, my Vibe with Aid, Vibey family. Like, this is really for you guys if you're just ready to say yes to that next level of growth. Turn festivals into fuel for becoming your most magnetic and confident self. Really tap into your human design and just really stop defaulting to escapism or even like comfortability when it comes to your summer. Like, how would you respond and move through your summer if you knew that it was going to set your path for the rest of your life? You know, we only get so many summers, so we might as well be taking risks. We might as well be having fun. We might as well be being playful about these things. We might as well be embodying who we're meant to be, you know? So, like I said, all the details, we start July 7th, absolutely free. You get daily lessons from me, a meditation, human design, little info and stuff, little tools and modalities, like super simple. And all you need to do is just take action, show up, say yes, and like give accountability in the chat and everything, and connect with other people who are also wanting to do the same thing. So I'm just like super excited about this space. I used to do this like 21 day higher self like summer challenge. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but I was like, let's do 5 days, make it super potent, right? So you just feel that momentum right away and just get into this yes energy. And I'm just really excited to see like what it will unlock for you. So that's really the whole mentality about your summer of yes. And if you're like, like this just really isn't for me, then like let this episode be like an invitation for you to just start saying yes to anything and everything. Like literally. And it can be these external things, right? Someone inviting you to do this, someone inviting you to do that. But then there's also like more of those internal yeses or things that you might come across, whether you're scrolling on social media or you see something in person, right? That you have to say yes to yourself and say yes to that. There's a little bit of like the intrinsic motivation of you putting yourself out there and deciding, yes, I'm going to go do that. Yes, I'm going to start that gym routine today. Yes, I'm going to start eating healthy today. So there's a little bit of like those two different types of yeses. Like, of course, you'll get those invitations and things, but there also might be things that you have to internally say, you know what? I deserve better. I'm not going to settle. Yes, I'm going to move forward and do that. I actually have an example of that I can't share just yet. But I said yes to something that I finally got to that point of like, yes, I'm going to do this for myself because I deserve to. So take that and just start saying yes. And we can also tie in like a human design element to that. If you are someone who is maybe a generator, manifesting generator, you have a sacral authority, you can start to feel what that yes feels like. And there's going to be times where you need to say no. I'm not saying you need to say yes to every single thing. There's some nuances, right? There's some times where you're like, no, I just don't think that that's in alignment, with what I need right now. No, I'm spread super thin. There could be certain things like that. So you use your discernment, but we can tie in human design. When you do feel lit up and that feels like that full body yes, you want to say yes to it. If there's like a yes with like a hesitancy, then your mind might be trying to talk you out of it. Like, oh, but what about this? What if this happens? Whatever, that happened to me with that pool party invite that I got, that had I not gone to it, I wouldn't have met my boyfriend. I was like, oh yes. Like I instantly said yes to it. And then like leading up to it, I was talking myself out of it. I was like, I don't know if we should go. I don't know if this is going to be good for us, blah, 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 blah. And then like ended up completely changing my life. You know what I mean? So really just start to say yes, whatever those things might be. Maybe just thinking about what do you have planned this summer? What do you have coming up? Things coming into your field. And like, there might be some things you need to initially create some yeses for. Like if you see, maybe there's like a hot girl walk club that you've been wanting to go to. Maybe you need to go to that first and put yourself out there. And then maybe you meet someone that invites you to something else and so on and so forth, right? If you are wanting to maybe meet the partner of your dreams, the love of your life, your soulmate, whoever it is, maybe you need a journal on all the things of what that person looks like. What do they do? How do they show up? How are they going to love you? Like I did that a long time ago, and then boom, my boyfriend happened, where he just like ticked off all the boxes. It was actually insane. But maybe you need to spend some time sitting there and thinking about that, and then put yourself in the spaces where that person might be and just saying yes to that of like, okay, he might be in a bookstore. Fun fact, I had a coworker who said like, yeah, I think the love of my life would be in a bookstore. Lo and behold, he was in a bookstore. They got engaged, they got married. Like now they're in their happily ever after, I have another friend, a coworker that said yes to a Europe trip. She sat next to her future husband and now they're married. She got married in Italy, lives in Italy now. How insane is that? All because she said yes. She said yes to that Europe trip, that summer Europe trip, and the love of her life ended up sitting right next to her on that flight. Like there's just so many cases of this and evidence of this that when you commit and you decide and you say yes to something, it just unlocks and unfolds for you. So I definitely would love to invite you, have you in the summer of yes. If you are not feeling called to do that, then I just really encourage you, maybe just sit with it after this, right? If you're someone that has an emotional authority in human design, you definitely need to sleep on it. If you're like, oh, like, I don't know if I want to commit to this yes challenge thing that Aid's doing, blah, 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 like sleep on it. We'll do a human design episode soon if you're like, what the heck is she talking about? But if you want to book a reading, you can go to the show notes, description, all that fun stuff. But it's a free challenge, just really inviting you and having that accountability and coaching from me on how you really can create the most vibey and fun summer yet. So I really would love to have you in that space. And if not, let this be your invitation to start saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. Like, how many times have I said yes in this episode, honestly? So I'll leave that with you. Kind of wanted a little short and sweet episode for this week. I'll do kind of like a recap episode on just like my thoughts and feelings on getting sick and the world and blah, 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 blah. That's going to be a very honest and open conversation probably with that one. But for you guys, I am just going to pull some cards, a message for the week. So let's do that here. I honestly should just shuffle these beforehand and just like let what comes through. But, well, is this one or two? I'm going to pick the top one because that was like what's facing me first. So affirmation for this week is, I trust myself, I am wise, and I am brave. I trust myself, I am wise, I am brave. I love that. We'll do a note from your higher self just for funsies. See what's coming up this week for us. Astrologically, I think we're like in Cancer season, which is great. And then I'm trying to think what else is going on. There's a lot of like squares and oppositions and stuff that's been going on, which kind of contributes to all the things that have been going on in the world. Higher self tells us to give it the time it needs. I don't know if any of you guys are waiting for like an answer or you are feeling maybe impatient on something that's coming up, but give it the time it needs. Be a little bit more patient with it and just trust yourself in that and knowing that you're wise and you're brave in that. Okay, interesting. Let's see if the Oracle Healing Waters cards have anything else that they want to share today with us. This deck has been super interesting for a lot of my clients. It's been giving a lot of good confirmation. So like, let's just see. The one-handed shuffle is very interesting for me, but beep, 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 beep. See if I get one. What do we want to hear? Okay, cool. Ride the waves. Actually, I haven't gotten this one yet. It says life lessons and growth. You will get through this. And that comes from like the being patient and everything too. So let's see what it has to say. Okay. Here we go. Eep. Of course. Okay, we're good. Okay. It says, you're most definitely living right now, and while you may be experiencing challenges in your life, they're shaping you into who you'll be someday soon. Just as strong winds that blow consistently over the ocean transfer energy to water to generate waves, the same happens when we feel the pressures of life knocking on our door. Life's pressures and challenges invite us to transform. In the process, they can cause calm seas to gain momentum and waves to form. While at the time it can feel overwhelming, our true character is born through these usually unexpected changes that life delivers. Our experiences shape us. The most compassionate people in the world are the ones who know the real depths of life. The ones who have the capacity to understand us are those who have been through their own choppy waves. The ones who are able to hold us when we feel most out of our depth are those who have been through it themselves. Be like the surfer, and instead of reacting to the waves or seeing them as things to be avoided, choose to respond. And when possible, see if you can find a way to ride those waves all the way to the shore. There may be times when you fall off your board, but you'll meet fellow surfers who are riding their waves back to themselves. I'm literally saying that as I see 444 on my clock. Divinely aligned as always. This resonates very deeply for me because as I was in this period of like being sick and like I'm still not even fully back to my full health. So I'm still feeling like kind of the frustration in that because I obviously have a lot of things to do. But I think this is also telling me like, yeah, Aid, you might have a lot of things to do, but like maybe do less. Maybe like choose the most impactful things you can do and do that instead. And show up, knowing that I can do less and still achieve more, like I was still sick and like people still booked human design readings from me, which is really cool. I had a new one-on-one client sign on. I signed with, Elements Festival. I'm going to be going and working for them, doing social media, which is going to be really fun, like literally on their team, which is cool. So yeah, if there's anything I can share, it's those messages. Just trust yourself, give it the time it needs, be patient, and really trusting the process and riding the waves of what we're going through. I think collectively that's all that we can really do. I would really love to have you in the Summer of Yes Challenge. We start July 7th. All the details are going to be linked in my, all the details are going to be in the description for you to sign up and join the Summer of Yes. I'm super excited to have you guys in the community. It's absolutely free to join. Just would love to help serve and guide and help you guys into your most aligned and intentional summer and whatnot. So let me know how you love today's episode. I'm happy to be back and we won't go through this again, hopefully. I was not planning on getting sick, but I just think it all happened for a reason. So I love you guys so much. Hope you have a very vibey week and do what you can to pour into yourself. Take care of yourself because that's all we can do, and just be kind to one another during this time as well. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Feel free to rate, review, subscribe, all the things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.